Hey guys, good afternoon. Welcome back to the channel. United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Hope you're all having a fantastic Thursday afternoon so far. Hope you're all looking forward to the end of this week, and I hope you're all looking forward to another brand new weekend in September 2023. First of all, do me a massive favour for me, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. That is United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Please be subscribed to the channel if you're new. Share the video, hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button, and remember to put the notification bell on at all times to receive dedicated content right throughout the rest of 2023 on United Red Devils 20 on YouTube for more Fortnite Chapter 4 Season 4 Last Resort, Rocket League Season 12, EA Sports FC 24, more previews, more match reactions, and much more brand new stuff planned for the last few months in 2023 this year. Good afternoon to all you legends and all you legendary people, and welcome to the Premier League preview between Burnley and Manchester United on match day 6 of the Premier League season on Saturday evening, 8 o'clock evening away kickoff on the 23rd of September at Turf Moor. Match day 6, United have to win. After the last 3 results, we have conceded 10 goals. United have been nowhere near the races. Manchester United have been very, very poor, not just at home, but away from home as well. And this game now for me is make or break. If United were to fail to win this game away to Burnley this weekend, I seriously have to start questioning, is Ten Hag the long-term answer to this club situation with the crisis that Manchester United Football Club have got themselves in? We are a bloody mess. We're a joke. We're a catastrophe. It is an absolute pantomime behind the scenes, the way Manchester United have operated so far in 6 games of this season, not just in the Premier League, but in the UEFA Champions League as well. It has been an absolute nightmare. 6 games so far, 4 defeats and only 2 wins, and 14 goals conceded in those first 6 matches. And United need to respond. They really need to find something this weekend away to Burnley at Turf Moor, who, won the championship last season under Vincent Kompany, an absolute race to the championship title at an absolute pace. Ex-Manchester City legend in Vincent Kompany managing the club, and obviously got them back up to the Premier League at the first attempt by winning the Sky Bet championship title last season, by running away with the league title, an absolute counter. Burnley is always a tough place for Manchester United to always go to. The season before last, Manchester United failed to pick up 3 easy points away to Burnley when Manchester United have the game in their hands to try and win the game. And United failed to come away with a Turf Moor from anything except for a point. Manchester United at the moment, they need to find something to be able to get these fans and supporters off their seats celebrating points. United failed to win this weekend. I can't imagine the atmosphere, the controversy, and I can't imagine what everything on behind the scenes is going on. Everything at the moment is an absolute mess. We can't seem to keep a clean sheet. We can't seem to finish teams off, and we can't seem to honestly find any positivity from anywhere on the pitch. The whole team at the moment is in tatters. The whole atmosphere, the morale, the confidence, the positivity, everything has been sucked out of this team, and it's very, very disappointing to see that Manchester United at the moment are nowhere to be seen. We can't compete with the rest. Manchester United at the moment, I can honestly see us finishing about mid-table and not winning anything, because at the moment, I can't trust those players to be able to deliver a result that the manager is looking for. Has the manager lost the dressing room? I don't believe he has lost the dressing room. I strongly believe that the whole scrutiny and uncertainty over the ownership, if the Glazers will sell to the Qataris or to Jim Ratcliffe, and the way that summer transfer window was as a whole, none of those 3 things have helped all summer long at the start of the season, because there seems to be no idea, no clue about what is going on at Manchester United Football Club. And results on the pitch are being affected by incompetence. That squad was massively underprepared for the start of this Premier League season. And 6 games in, when you lose 4 of your last 6 games, it is an absolute disgrace the way Manchester United have handled the start of this Premier League. We have jumped into the cauldron, we've jumped into the fire, and we are being set alight in every position in that team that has got no squad depth, no quality going forward, and the whole team at the moment is in an injury crisis where we haven't got certain players available that we could have done with for the last few games where Man United could have found points from and found some wins from, and United haven't delivered. There seems to be no answers from the players. There seems to be no effort or any passion to try and win the game. These players seem to have gone back into their shell again, and it's very, very disappointing. Manchester United need to be acting better as a football club. They need to be acting better on the pitch, and they need to start producing some performances, because so far that squad looks absolutely knackered. It looks shattered, and I think we have suffered burnout. I honestly think last season, because we won the Carabao Cup and we were really pushing for top four and UEFA Champions League football, United have suffered burnout, and the whole squad at the moment is absolutely on its knees. But that's no excuse. We had a whole pre-season to be able to get this squad's fitness and health up to par with the other teams around us in the league, the likes of Man City and Tottenham and Arsenal and Liverpool and Chelsea and Spurs. Their fitness level at the moment seems far, far away, much better than what Manchester United's current status is. I don't know what's going on in training. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes at this club, but that team looks absolutely on its knees. Is Ten Hag pushing the players too much? Is he trying to get too much out of them where it's not possible? Or are these players doing what they did to Mourinho, down-tooling, giving up, waving the white flag, giving up on the fans, giving up on the supporters, and not bothering to try and rescue results? I think that is what is happening. I don't think these players are caring again. And for me, that is simply and utterly not acceptable at the moment. Those players have got a responsibility to produce a result that the fans, the supporters, and the manager are looking for. And those players are not responding. The whole team at the moment is done. The whole team at the moment. The morale of that squad, it must be on the floor. You've lost your last 3 games in a row and you've conceded 10 goals. That is simply unacceptable. The midfield we've got should have been able to keep out the threat of the attacking opposition, and they simply have not been up to it. And for me, yet again, that is down to players' fitness, players' morale, and players' confidence. I don't think these players are willing at the moment to try and go the extra mile, to try and produce something. I mean, you've got the Manchester United shirt on. You should be feeling absolutely honoured and proud to put that shirt on, and you're not doing it. I don't know why you're not doing it. Is it the manager? Is it your agents? Is it the ownership? Is it the board? I simply do not know, heart on heart, where all of this at the moment, what we're trying to achieve. What is the aspiration this season? What is the goal? What is the ambition of this football club this season? Is it win a trophy and try and scrape top 4 again? Is it try and win the Champions League, the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup and get top 4? Or is it win nothing and get top 4? There seems to be no sign of any ambition in that team. It's like last season was an absolute miracle that Ten Hag had to achieve with the squad he had. And yet again, he's having to overachieve with the squad he's got, because he's got over 11 first team players out injured at the moment. 2, obviously, one's suspended and one is on an absence of leave, and Jadon Sancho and Anthony. And the other 9 of them are injured. Rafael Varane, Malacia, Tom Heaton, Ahmad, Mason Mount, Sofian Amrabat. There are so many players out of this team at the moment Manchester United could have done with. And we simply do not have the options to be able to keep up the pace we are. And the amount of games we are playing at the moment, United are relying on the same bunch of players they've got available to them at the moment to try and get them some wins and get them points. And knowing half those players aren't good enough, you do wonder, what is Manchester United trying to do? What are we trying to achieve? Because if you've got nearly 11 first team players out that Manchester United kind of needed, you do expect that Ten Hag is having to work miracles again. And it's massively unfair on the manager. And the ones that are being affected by it is the fans and supporters who are travelling to watch every away game, travelling to watch every home game, and are giving up their own time, their own energy, and their own money to watch that bunch of crap play. At the moment, everything is embarrassing. Turf Moor is not an easy place. Burnley have not come up to the Premier League and done what I thought they were going to do. Burnley at the moment aren't the team I thought they were going to be and surprise everyone. And Luke Chapman's put in the chat, start the season has led to the sacking of Northampton Town manager John Brady. Exactly. The clubs who are not afraid to make big decisions by sacking their managers always seems to cost the club's future for the rest of the season, right? At the moment, those players are costing Ten Hag survival. And at the moment, can I see this being turned around with the form we are on? No, I don't. This away trip is not going to be as easy as people think it is. It's an 8 o'clock away kickoff, right? Turf Moor, Burnley always seem to come out of their shell and put in a performance against a top club. It would not surprise me in the slightest that Burnley know Manchester United have conceded 10 goals in their last three, have lost their last 3 games in a row. It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest that Burnley come out and attack Manchester United because they know they're vulnerable, they're weak, and the morale of the squad is on the floor. It wouldn't surprise me if this ends up in a Burnley win because Vincent Kompany will see the vulnerability and Burnley will smell blood. They know Manchester United at the moment, everything's going wrong for them, nothing's going right. And Burnley could take full advantage of that with the players they've got. But their main striker they've had for the start of the season got sent off on Monday Night Football away to Nottingham Forest, who received a straight red card. So that's a threat gone from Burnley's team. But Burnley have still got quality players to be able to produce a result that Vincent Kompany is probably going to try and pounce for. He knows Manchester United at the moment aren't finding any wins, and they know they're conceding a lot of goals, and they're playing very, very poor. Burnley will look at that, and there's an advantage there because they know they can beat Manchester United, and they know at home they are the most home form team to be able to pick up points. And they know their home record has got to be better to be able to beat the top clubs. I expected Burnley to come to the Premier League this season and absolutely perform well. And it simply hasn't happened. I expected Burnley to be a lot better than where they are on the current league table. You're currently third from bottom again. That for a Burnley team is very, very poor. It's not acceptable from the fans. It's not acceptable for the supporters. Burnley at the moment are nowhere near the championship winning title team they were last season. Like, the championship is a very difficult league to get out of. And I thought Burnley would have settled a lot better knowing they won the league title last season under Vincent Kompany. And the results so far, they've only picked up 1 point from their first 6 games. So Manchester United have also got an advantage knowing that they're on more points than Burnley. And Burnley vulnerability is very, very clear to tell that they concede a lot of goals. They've only picked up 1 point from their first 6 games. So Burnley are there for the taking. And I think Manchester United, they've got to take full advantage of the situation. They've got to try and find this win because failure to win this game, if this game ends in a defeat, you've got to start questioning. Like, we've appointed Ten Hag, and you do wonder, is he going to last much longer as manager if the results don't start picking up? If they don't start picking up, I think it's going to be time to start bloody panicking. And I think it's going to be time to start worrying quite quickly if Manchester United fail to deliver any wins in the next 3 or 4 games, because we have got some very, very easy games. We've got Burnley away, Palace at home in the Cup, Palace at home in the League, Brentford at home, and Galatasaray at home. So there really should be 15 points picked out of those next 5 games in a row. Manchester United have got to find something from somewhere from their next 5 games. If Manchester United fail to beat Palace at home in the Cup, or they fail to win the away game against Burnley, or they don't beat Brentford and they don't beat Galatasaray and we don't beat Palace at home, you do wonder where Manchester United are heading this season. I mean, a mid-table finish isn't acceptable. It won't not be acceptable for Manchester United to be able to not win any of these next 5. Manchester United have got to. They've got to win something, and they've got to start picking up some points. If United don't, then United are going to have a very, very long season. And I've already stated that several times so far this season, that this is going to be a very, very tough season. Push comes to shove, it's been proved right. Manchester United at the moment are not the team I thought they were going to be. I thought Manchester United would have been a hell of a lot better than what they have been. I thought, the quality additions of Rasmus Højlund, Mason Mount, Amrabat, I thought they would have made instant impacts in that team. And you think you've had Rasmus Højlund's fit for the start of the season. Amrabat still isn't available. And you do question what team Ten Hag will go with on the Saturday. And I don't think he's got much choice. That the team that played last night will probably be the team again on Saturday. But that team last night were getting steamrolled after the 28th minute away to Bayern Munich in the Champions League group stage. Bayern Munich were absolutely whipping Manchester United apart. We're absolutely, at the moment, we are nowhere near the level we should be. And it's very, very embarrassing. United should be playing a lot better. And we are a joke team. we're an absolute joke, and we are an absolute shambles. We are badly shambolic. We really are bad at the moment, and it's very embarrassing to see Manchester United the way they are. The fans expected a lot better. The supporters expected a lot better. And, it's very poor. It's very poor. And I'm very disappointed the way we're playing. And at the moment, I just can't find where Man United are going to get any points from. Will your Man United broadcast appear in your YouTube video feed? Yeah, everything's live content. So please subscribe if you're new, by the way. Would really I'm it. I just want Manchester United to play some good football. And at the moment, can I trust those players and to do it? I'm massively unsure. I'm really unsure if United can win this game. But they've got to. They've really got to, because if we don't pick up 3 points away to Burnley, United are going to slip down that league table a lot quicker than what we are at the moment. I mean, we're currently bloody 13th. I mean, is that the start all Manchester United fans wanted? No. 13th in the Premier League. We are 13th. We are absolutely shit. And it's embarrassing. I want Manchester United. I want United to win. I want United to win. I want the supporters to, I want something out of this weekend, because it can't be 4 defeats in a row. If we fail to beat Burnley, it's going to get a lot worse, and the situation will get critical. And it's already at critical point already, that the squad he's got available to him, the players he's not got available, I don't know what Ten Hag's meant to do. And a lot of people are blaming for the manager for the problems at this club. Eric Ten Hag is not the problem. Ten Hag is the manager to lead this club back to glory. Eric Ten Hag is not the issue. It's the players, it's the board, and it's the owners of this football club. I can't find your previous Man United videos under your channel. Yeah, sometimes they take time to upload after doing lives or doing videos. Just put the notification bell on, and every time I go live or do videos, they'll come up. So just put the notification bell on or refresh the page would be my advice. Eric Ten Hag is not the problem at Manchester United. Eric Ten Hag is the answer to Man United's problems. Eric Ten Hag is here to lead the club back to glory. But there's only so much he can do. And you can see by yesterday, he's not happy. He's very frustrated. He's very angry. And you can see by his body language and his face expressions. Ten Hag is a very frustrated man. He looks at a United team and he looks at how much deadwood he still have to cap. He's looked at how many players he's got unavailable. And he's looked at the players he's got available to him at the moment. He's stuck with Victor Lindelof. He's stuck with Diego Dalot. He is stuck with Scott McTominay. He is stuck with Anthony Martial. He is stuck with Garnacho. And he's stuck with Pellistri. And people think those players I've mentioned there are good enough to be able to get Man United's future progressing. I'm sorry. The performances from those few players yesterday was shocking. The amount of lackluster performances and the energy those players are trying to put in is disgusting. They're not trying to go the extra mile to try and produce miracles. They don't want to produce results. They don't want to overstretch themselves. They don't want to run the extra mile. And Man United are suffering from it. They are in the same spot. Can't lie, bro. Emery can't do a 5 injured player. Exactly. At the moment, United are in crisis. And, Ten Hag's got every right to come out the other week and say that Man United, we are not in crisis. We will turn this around and it's up to us to do it. How much longer is it going to take? How much longer is this rebuild going to take? How much longer is it going to take for positive results to start happening? Because the more games Man United go without a win, the more pressure Ten Hag's going to be under. And the board and the owners will not be afraid to act if something happens in the next few games and United do not pick anything up from them. The board are not scared to make decisions. They're not scared to produce something out of the blue and sack another manager. They've done it with previous managers before. They did it to Moyes, Van Gaal, Mourinho, Solskjaer, Ralph Rangnick. They will not be afraid to make a big decision if the results don't start picking up. It's absolutely improbable that United win. Because if we don't beat Burnley, we will be in a relegation bout. I mean, people say that United aren't going to get relegated. Ten Hag will turn this around. Ten Hag's got to turn this around. And it has to start by this weekend. We've got to go on a winning run now. We have got to go on a long winning unbeaten run to try and get ourselves moving up that league table, because sitting 13th is embarrassing. Man United are already 9 points off Manchester City. 9 points already. It is embarrassing to see the way we are. It is embarrassing to witness. And it is shocking from those players to play the way they've been performing. And if it carries on, the players need to start being called out for it. But the problem is they've got their agents and their mummies protecting them all the time. They're bloody human beings who are meant to be responsible for criticism they deserve for their crap performances. And people wonder why Man United get away with so much crap. It's because the players don't give a shit. I'm on the same spot. Villa. We are 1 inch away from saying goodbye to Emery. Where else to Villa go after him? Exactly. That's what I question about Manchester United. If it starts getting even worse under Ten Hag, where do Manchester United turn to? Where do Man United turn? Who do they go and get manager then? Who do they appoint to turn this around? Because I don't think there's one decent manager out there that is going to be able to turn this sinking ship around. The only one I trust to turn this around is Erik Ten Hag. He has done a good job at this club, but he is not to blame for the performances on the pitch. It is down to the ownership and it's down to the board who used financial fair play and sell to buy all fucking summer long to say, we are struggling. We are financially fair play fucked. We can't overspend. We won't be held to ransom. It was the biggest myth in football, because all I have to say to you is Chelsea. Chelsea don't do it. Liverpool don't do it. Arsenal don't do it. Spurs don't do it. Manchester City don't do it. Aston Villa don't do it. And all of them are above Manchester United. At Man United, it's sell to buy, financial fair play bullshit. The players Ten Hag wanted are not in that team. There is no Kim Min-jae. There is no Harry Kane. There is no Victor Osimhen. There is no ambition for that football club to improve on the current last season. Basically, Ten Hag was told, limited budget this summer, sell to buy, financial fair play. It is absolute bullshit. This financial fair play, it does not exist. It is the biggest myth in football that has ever been created. Man United had the money to get Harry Kane. They had the money to get Osimhen. They had the money to get Kim Min-jae. If we would have put all three of them in that United team, United would have been sat top of the Premier League by now and would have won all our games. United have got no ambition to improve. We will lose this game and it will be all backs against the wall yet again. It is absolutely unfair the way Manchester United are operating as a whole, because performances on the pitch are not down to the manager. It is down to the board and the owners of this football club. They are responsible for the fucking mess we are in. They are responsible for the shit we're putting up with. There's no clarity on the future. There's no clarity on the ownership. There is no clarity about the Jadon Sancho situation. There's no clarity about Anthony. Nothing is going right for Ten Hag. Ten Hag could have done with Jadon Sancho available. He could have done with Anthony available. Those two players are much better than Pellistri. All those fans that were hyping Pellistri up yesterday, wake up and smell the coffee. Pellistri's crap. Absolutely atrocious footballer. He should have been sold or he should have been sent on loan. If they give Pellistri a brand new contract, that is an absolute disgrace. Pellistri is an awful, awful footballer. He performed on that right wing, and Man United fans were desperate to see him play. Put Pellistri in. Put Pellistri in. That game yesterday proved Pellistri isn't good enough. And fans are still crying for him to start. Pellistri's crap. He is not the answer on the right wing. He is not the fucking answer. The answers are Jadon Sancho and Anthony. We need them both back by at least the Galatasaray game. We need them both back in because we've got no other option on that right wing. And what annoyed me yesterday, and I'm hoping it doesn't happen on Saturday, that we're now putting Marcus Rashford out on the right. Marcus Rashford is not a right winger. He is a left winger, and you're putting him on the right. He is not a right winger. He's a left winger. You need to stop deploying players out of position because they're not comfortable. You need to put the players in the position that they prefer being better on. And you shouldn't be doing it. But the only reason we deployed Marcus Rashford there is because we brought Garnacho on. Exactly. You can't put Garnacho on the right wing. He's also a left winger. But you can't put Rashford on the right. It doesn't work. It's an absolute... Sancho is a little crybaby. Jadon Sancho has thrown his toys out the pram. I don't want Jadon Sancho playing for this club again. But at the moment, we kind of need him. I don't want him to play for the club again because he's thrown his toys out the pram. Ten Hag has got every fucking right to call out his attitude and his commitment. Because Jadon Sancho did this at Dortmund. He threw his toys out the pram and cried like a little baby. And apparently, he was streaming on YouTube yesterday playing FIFA. That's a Manchester United footballer committed, is it? It's not. That is a crybaby, sad little 5-year-old attitude, throwing his toys out the pram because he thinks he's bigger than the club and he's bigger than the manager. No player and no one in that club is bigger than the football club. Not one person is bigger than that club. And Jadon Sancho, yes, there are issues, and the issues have been proved by fact. He has thrown his toys out the pram and he thinks he's God's gift and he thinks he's better than everyone else. I'm sorry, he's not. Jadon Sancho should be fully committed no matter what decisions the manager is making. And he's not. He doesn't care. Sancho's acting like a little 5-year-old. And it's embarrassing. This is player power again, getting in the United team. This is player power all over again. And no wonder Mourinho was sacked, and so was Van Gaal, and so was Solskjaer, and so was Ralph Rangnick. Because player power still exists at Manchester United, and these players are getting away with it. And people think it's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. Player power is not okay. It's a disgrace. It is an absolute disgrace. And it's unfair that the manager gets the criticism. And you can see why decisions are not being made properly. Why don't you just stop supporting the team? I love Manchester United with all my heart. I love this football club. I love this team. I love these players. I couldn't ever stop supporting them. I can't stop supporting Manchester United. The only way United turn this around is the Qataris buy the club. That is the only answer. That's the only answer I can give you. The only way Man United turn this sinking ship around is the Qataris buy the club and everything will be back to great again. That is the only direction they United need to go in. That is the only positive direction this club can go in for the future. That's the only way things are going to happen. And that's a fact. The only way Man United succeed again is the Qataris buy the club and the Glazers fuck off back to America. That is the only way things are going to improve. And it's a fact. That's the only way Man United can get back to winning and winning consecutively every season is the Qataris buy the club and inflate hundreds and hundreds of millions of pounds, not just into the January transfer window, but the summer one as well. That's the only way United are going to turn this around because I look at that squad, I look at the quality. What players are quality in that team? Because Diego Dalot ain't, Victor Lindelof isn't, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Harry Maguire, Scott McTominay, Pellistri, Ahmad, Rashford, Sancho, Anthony Martial, Luke Shaw, Malacia, Donny van de Beek, Harry Maguire. That's 14 players already. That should not be in that United first team. And they're still getting chances. Martial is not an impact player. Rashford, I don't know what's happened to him. Yesterday looked, again, miles off his performances. Doesn't really offer anything on the left wing. Down the middle, doesn't really offer anything either. But the problem is we're having to start Marcus Rashford because we've got no one else. Because the right wing situation is in crisis and Ten Hag hasn't got any options, we're having to deploy Rashford out of form. And he's probably going to have to start again Saturday. I wouldn't start Marcus Rashford based on the last 3 games because what's he done? Do you think Dalot is better than Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Reguilon is better than Shaw and Malacia? I think, Dalot is crap. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is also very bad. Reguilon is way better than Luke Shaw and Malacia. Reguilon has come in and absolutely proved himself at left back. And I gave him one of my 2 man of the match performances yesterday. Reguilon at left back was the only one trying yesterday, along with Rasmus Højlund. And both of them will start the game Saturday because they're guaranteed first teamers. They're guaranteed first team spots now due to the injuries we've got. Rasmus Højlund is better than Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford. And Reguilon is way better than Luke Shaw and Malacia. At least he can keep himself fit and start at left back, where Malacia and Luke Shaw are massively both injury prone. And Malacia and Luke Shaw haven't really done anything at United ever since they've both been at the club. What have they both achieved? What have they both won? Reguilon has done a lot more than what some of those Man United players have done in their career. And yesterday, he's proving himself at left back. And I'll tell you what, if the permanent move is there to be made in January, United have to sanction it. Because Reguilon is an absolute baller at the moment. And he's playing very, very well. And he's playing at a very consistent high level. That is a guy that actually cares. And he's been given a chance to prove himself at Man United, and he's doing it. That is what you call a Man United professional. Sergio Reguilon, for me, if we're looking at a Player of the Month award already, it has to go to Sergio Reguilon. You look at his last 2 performances against Bayern Munich and Brighton, he's probably up there for the Man of the Match contender. And I gave it to him yesterday because of how well he performed at left back. He was getting in the box, putting crosses in the box, creating chances for Palestri and Rasmus Højlund, and he got a goal himself. So there's no reason why not Reguilon does not become a more permanent starter in the future. I would sell Luke Shaw. I would sell Malacia, and I expect Reguilon to be starting away to Burnley this weekend because United have got no other left-back choices to be able to put into the first team due to the injury problems and the crisis we are actually in. And I will be on Fortnite later. Obviously, I'm going to have some lunch after I've done this live stream, but I will be on Fortnite later on this afternoon for all you amazing people. I think, Rasmus Højlund will start in attack again. For me, another man of the match performance again yesterday with his goal and the way he took his goal as well, and the way he deploys himself with his upper body strength, and the way he can just take on 2 or 3 centre-backs and absolutely sit them down on their ass and he can turn them. I think that is going to be Burnley's biggest threat on Saturday would be Rasmus Højlund's movement, his body strength and his upper body movement, that Rasmus Højlund can turn and make things happen very quickly. And he's got a lot of speed in him as well. I just think we need to be closing down the goalkeeper, the opposition goalkeeper a lot more when he's on the ball, and we need to be chasing down the ball. We need to be pouncing on every mistake Burnley make in the midfield, and we need to prevent their attack from going through on goal and putting it past Onana. I mean, Onana claimed responsibility for the first goal, and he claimed that it was his fault we lost. It's not just Onana's fault. Onana, was absolutely responsible for the Leroy Sané goal. I could have saved that. A 5-a-side team full of 5-year-old kids in a preschool team could have saved that. It's not very hard. It's not very difficult. I need to claim responsibility. And that is what I like about Andre Onana. He is claiming responsibility. He's holding his hands up and he is saying it was his fault. He shouldn't have let the first goal in and he should have kept it out. That is what you should be getting out of Man United players. And none of them do it. The only ones that seem to actually give a shit is Reguilon, Onana and Højlund. They're the only 3 players that come out after the game and apologise. They're the only 3 players that come out and get a response. And they're the only 3 players that are offering any quality. Because the rest of them are bottlers. The rest of them at the moment should be hanging their heads in shame because they've been abysmal. That is what you call footballers who don't give a shit. But you've got Reguilon, Højlund and Onana coming out having to apologise when the rest of them don't. And that shows they're committed. And both of them, all 3 will start because United will not risk a goalkeeping change. They won't put Bandera in the team because he's not played a single minute for United since we signed him, which was not a big surprise. Not really a big surprise that, United have, not changed the goalkeeping situation. I think if Onana was to keep making mistakes, a conversation does need to be had. But I don't think Ten Hag will risk playing a backup goalkeeper away to a team like Burnley who offer very high pressing and attacking football. And they do offer threat on the counter-attack. So I can't see Manchester United making a risk with a goalkeeping change. I think it will be Onana in goal despite his mistake. He does take responsibility for his goal. That is what I did like. And it was down to him that we conceded the first goal. But it's the way the whole other team didn't respond after that when they went 2-0 down yesterday against Bayern. So, at least we've got 3 players actually caring about the future of Manchester United are actually coming out apologising for their performances yesterday. And, they say we have to respond, we have to improve. That is what you call Man United players long term. That is what you call Reguilon. That is what you call Onana. And that is what you call Rasmus Højlund. Those three players actually care. They actually give a shit. And they're actually proving why we're at this club now. Make Reguilon a permanent signing. Rasmus Højlund starts every game and so does Onana. Don't make any unrisked changes that are going to cost the team Saturday, which I don't think we'll do. But I think the back four needs to be questioned. I also think the midfield needs to be questioned as well, and left and right wing. I think Ten Hag has got to make some changes because it's simply at the moment nothing's working. I mean, does he play two strikers and play a midfield four? That could be a situation we might have to consider. Would he play Amrabat, Casemiro, Fernandes and Mount in the midfield four on Saturday, and then put Rashford and Højlund both down the middle as the two main strikers and play without two wingers? Something Ten Hag might consider. But at the moment, I don't think Ten Hag's got any other choice than picking the same team because, like I said, the 9 injured players we've got out, as well as the Sancho and Anthony situations, Ten Hag is having to pick the same squad. He's having to pick the same players and he's got no other choice but to do it. And I feel for him. I really, really feel for him. But what annoyed me yesterday was if you've got Varane, Mount and Amrabat all in training and all fit to play, I can't really justify why none of those three were in the squad. It makes no sense to me. It made no logical sense why Amrabat, Mount and Varane were not playing yesterday. It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense why they didn't play. And it makes no sense why they weren't in the matchday squad because if they're fit to play, surely you put them in the team, wouldn't you? But obviously, clearly, all three of them are not fit yet and all three of them are not very available to play for the club. But all I'm saying is we need Mount back at the weekend. We need Varane in and we need Amrabat in as well. I think the whole midfield three of Eriksen, Casemiro and Fernandes, it has to end from Saturday. Eriksen yesterday, he showed his vulnerability from conceding the penalty and the chance he had one-on-one with the Bayern Munich goalkeeper, he should have absolutely buried that. I could have scored that. I could have buried that. I've played football at a high professional level. I could have put the ball in the back of the net. It wouldn't have been very hard and Eriksen should have smashed it in and he didn't put any power or finesse into his shot. I think if he would have done that, the ball would have ended up in the back of the net. But the way Eriksen, Fernandes and Casemiro seem to be opened up is worrying. You shouldn't have a really strong midfield three like that were really good together last season being opened up. It is so easy to walk through Man United's midfield. The attack and the defence isn't very good. And that is worrying from all three of them. I thought Fernandes was atrocious yesterday. Casemiro got his 2 goals, but what did Eriksen offer? I mean, age isn't on his side. I think Amrabat has to come in now. Or it has to be Amrabat, Mount, Casemiro and Fernandes, and you drop Eriksen. Because it just simply ain't working out. I think Eriksen's been figured out. Eriksen's one of my favourite players. I love him at this club, and look what he's done since what happened at the Euros. And he's come back and reutilised his career, and he's been a magnificent, magnificent player ever since. But at the moment, I think that midfield three is just getting absolutely torn into, and it simply doesn't help when you've got a strong attacking team like a Bayern Munich preventing that midfield three from working against smaller opposition. It would work on the odd occasion, but clearly it's not working now. I don't think Mason Mount will work, but I think he's better than Eriksen because he's got age on his side and he's got the ability on his side, but I don't think Mason Mount's very good either. But I think, we have to have the discussions now that Eriksen has to be dropped, and I think Amrabat comes in. That's what I would do personally, but it depends if Amrabat's fit for Saturday, and I think we need him. We need every player we've got injured back Saturday, but that ain't going to happen. Luke Shaw won't be there, Malacia, Ahmad, Tom Heaton, Luke Shaw. We could do with having at least Amrabat and Varane back. Aaron Wan-Bissaka's out for 2 months. We ain't going to see him to at least November. Harry Maguire, again, not really missed, out injured again, even though he's hardly kicked a ball for United. So United have got a lot of injury problems and it's not helping. But like Bruno came out yesterday and said the injury problems shouldn't be an excuse for Manchester United not to win games. But the problem with Bruno is he may be the captain, but some of the decision-making from him yesterday, I mean, at least he got Casemiro's second goal from the free kick he had on the edge of the box for the assist. But what did he really do to affect that game yesterday? Not a lot. I know he's a leader. I know he's the captain of the club. But what did Fernandes offer going forward yesterday? What did he offer going forward? Didn't really offer a lot, and United paid the price, and we lost the game, which was no surprise. We were outplayed, we were outfought, we were outclassed, we were played off the park by Bayern Munich in Germany at the Allianz Arena. So United deserved what they got given to them in the end. They absolutely they deserved for what they got. They were atrocious yesterday. They were lackluster yesterday. They were a disgrace yesterday. They were a laughingstock. And if the players don't respond, Saturday, away to Burnley, it's going to be another defeat, and that'll be 4 in a row. That's not happened since the Solskjaer days. And already Ten Hag's already equalled one of the records, losing 3 games for the first time since 2019, over 4 years ago. It's not looking very positive, if I'm being blunt. It's not looking at all good. If Man United had another good goalkeeper better than Onana, would Onana be dropped? However, I don't think Onana would ever be dropped. Onana won't ever be dropped. There was no other goalkeepers, but apparently Onana wasn't the number one priority target. It was Jordan Pickford. Even that would have been a joke of a signing. Jordan Pickford in goal would have been an absolute nightmare. And then eventually we went for Onana. Onana was never the number one target. It was Jordan Pickford. Onana will get better. He just needs better players in front of him. Onana knows that he's got an awful Diego Dalot. He's got a trash Victor Lindelof. And he's got a very, very good Reguilon and a very, very good Lisandro Martinez. Apart from that, Onana knows that back four ain't comfortable. He knows that back four ain't comfortable, and Onana is suffering from it because the back four can't keep the opposition attacking team out. And this is why United are losing games. But it doesn't surprise me the situation we're in. I am not bloody surprised. It doesn't surprise me at all. We are a joke. We're a laughing stock. It's just embarrassing everything regarding Manchester United. But I'm hoping the players respond. They need to respond. They need to win the game. I would drop Marcus Rashford. I would drop Pellistri. I would drop Victor Lindelof. I would be making some big decisions Saturday. I think this team needs to change it. It needs to be changed up. And it needs to be changed up quite quickly. If I'm picking a United team, it's Onana in goal. Right back and centre back, Lindelof and Dalot should not be in that team. They're not fucking good enough. They were Mourinho signings. They've never been good enough ever since. And they are not the answer going forward. So it will be Reguilon at left back, Martinez at centre back, Onana in goal. The midfield three, I think Eriksen's got to be dropped to the bench. I think Amrabat has to come in with Casemiro and Fernandes. I would put Mason Mount on the right wing to help the forward line because Pellistri ain't the answer, and nor is Anthony Martial. So I would put Mount in for Pellistri, Højlund down the middle, and I would be dropping Marcus Rashford. I'm sorry, the way Rashford's form has dropped off a cliff at the moment, I would be putting Garnacho in. I would be making some big, big calls Saturday and waking some of these players up. Because at the moment, it's not there for some of these first teamers to be even in their team. Eriksen doesn't deserve to start, nor does Marcus Rashford, nor does Lindelof, and nor does Diego Dalot. But unfortunately, because they're the only options we've got, Ten Hag has got no choice. He's having to pick the same team every week. What would you do if Man United lost to Luton, considering the way you're playing right now? That would be embarrassing. That would be embarrassing. That would be what the fuck. That would be what the fuck moment. That would be bad. I don't think that's going to happen. I expect United now to respond in these next few games. Burnley away in the league. Palace at home in the Carabao Cup. Palace at home for the league. Brentford at home in the league. And then it's at home to Galatasaray. So there is 12 points there for United to pick up in the next 5, and then the Carabao Cup win, get through to the 4th round. United need to respond this week. Those players need to start stepping up. If they're failing to step up and we lose Saturday, it's going to be a bad, bad situation, which will get even worse. But I'm hoping we can get the better of Burnley, considering the way they're playing and considering they've only picked up 1 point from their first 6, and they're really struggling to maintain themselves back in the Premier League. Typical Burnley. They're very, very good in the Championship, but you come up to the Prem and you're being found out very quickly. I hope they get relegated. I hope they go down. They're a joke of a club. I can't stand Burnley anyway due to other reasons. But, let's hope in the future that Burnley get relegated straight back down to the Championship. So I am going to go for a 3-0 Man United win. I think Rasmus Højlund will get on the score sheet again. Maybe a Højlund double or maybe a Højlund hat-trick. And, hopefully Amrabat will get his debut. Mason Mount will come back in. Reguilon will start. Onana will still be the number one goalkeeping choice. But I'm going to go for 3-0 United. And United simply have to win this game. This is a must-win. Otherwise, Ten Hag's future has got to seriously stop being questioned. I'm backing the manager, but the more this continues, the more less confidence I'm getting. But United need to respond, and they need to respond at a push. And I hope they do it. I really, really hope they do it. And I hope they find a win from somewhere, because otherwise we are going to start slipping down that table. And imagine if Man United end up getting in a relegation fight with Chelsea. That would be the big, big thing. I don't know how we were good last season, but this season has been an absolute nightmare. So I hope you enjoyed the preview. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. United Red Devils 20. Share the video, hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button. Remember to always put the notification bell on at all times so you receive dedicated content right throughout the rest of this year in 2023 on United Red Devils 20 for more Fortnite Chapter 4 Season 4 Last Resort, Rocket League Season 12, EA Sports as well coming. We've got EA Sports FC coming up very, very soon. The game Ultimate Edition's out tomorrow. And yeah, let's see what happens. And then please join me for the reaction Saturday evening. Obviously, it's at 8 o'clock evening away kickoff at Turf Moor on Saturday evening, and hopefully United produce. But if United fail to win this game, it's going to be very, 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 very tough for Ten Hag to either get his way or try and improve the morale of the squad, because the squad at the moment is on its knees. It's burnt out. It's destroyed. And the confidence and the morale is simply and utterly on the floor. And it's very, very sad to see the way we're playing. It's very, very sad to see the way we are performing. It's just absolutely shocking at the moment, the way Manchester United are setting themselves out and the standards that those players think is acceptable, which it's not. And it ain't acceptable. The standards at the moment are very, very bad. It's very, very shocking. And United have not been up to the task. But let's hope United prove me wrong Saturday and they put in a performance of their lifetime, because they've got to find something from somewhere. Let's hope they do. Let's hope they respond, and hopefully Ten Hag can get a win under his belt, because otherwise, if this ends in another defeat, that's 4 in a row. And if we concede even more goals, that's nearly 13, 14 in the last 4. So enjoy your Thursday afternoon. Stay safe, be nice, be kind to each other. You're all legends, you're all legendary. Please, please keep subscribing to the channel if you're new. And I will speak to you guys very, very soon. Thanks for watching. Peace.